Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know that it has been a minute, but today I'm jumping right back in with a tutorial to show you 3 Photoshop edits I use on almost every image. Now, these edits help me keep my portraits professional, clean, and social media ready without over editing. So let's jump right into it. Okay, let's get right into it. We are starting with this image here. This is from a grad session I did earlier this year, and this is a raw image. Only thing that has been done, I do start in Capture One, and I did the HDR settings. All that's been done, but this is the raw image. So, like I said, this tutorial is about the 3 things that I do. 3 Photoshop tools that I use on every single image. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is make a copy of this background layer. First and foremost, always using Command J or Control J on PC. We're going to make a copy. So we'll always have the background layer and it is locked. So we always have the original picture to reference. So the very first thing, tool number 1, is the crop tool. For me, that's where I start with. So we're going to go over here on the side. In this little rectangle right here, this is our crop tool. We're going to click it. And as you can see, this white box comes up around the outside. In order to activate the tool, we're going to click anywhere inside of the box. Click and it brings up the grid lines. This helps you with composition and all that, and otherwise it activates the tool. So for me, this is just for me. This is what I do. I'm not telling you to do this, but this is what I do. I choose the ratio of 4:5. Why do I do that? Is because it allows posting on social media to be absolutely correct. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of them go with a 4:5 ratio. That way things are not cut off once you post and they compress it. Okay, so this is where I start. And as you see, when we've got the 4:5 ratio, it's going to cut out a lot of the image here. So what you can do and what I do is I'm going to extend this. Going to extend it, and I'm going to compose this image the way I want to. And for this particular image, I do want her centered. So, and I do want to leave a little bit of room around the top and just a little room around the bottom. So I don't want her to look scrunched up in the picture, but this is the way I do it. Once you set your area where you want to crop it, you're going to come up here and you can choose what you want to do, but this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I always do. I leave it on transparent because as you can see, we've got backdrop and all of this stuff to clean out as well. So I don't want to go ahead and fill it in yet. I'm going to do that on my own. But let's say that we just cropped it for tutorial purposes. Let's say we cropped it here. We won't need any fixing. But let's say we came out and cropped it here and we just left a little, let's do this side. We just left a little room on this side. Since there is nothing else in this image that needs to be taken away and all I need to do is extend that, I will go up here and select Generative Expand. And that will take this blank space and fill it with whatever's around it and make it look good. Now, Photoshop has great technology and it does a very, very good job. So if that was what I was doing, and also since this is clean, there's no items in it to recreate, it's just a clean color, you could also use content aware fill. It's going to fill this section, this transparent section, with the pixels that you select here. So that's that. But for this tutorial, I don't want this image cropped this way. I want to extend it a little more. Let's just do that just for about right there. All right, after I finish, I'm going to come up here and I had to move myself out the way. I'm going to click this check mark for done. All right, once we do that and we see we've got the picture cropped and we've got it just the composition that we wanted, but now we've got to clean up some of this extra stuff back here. So what I'm going to do, this is what I do once again. I'm going to select my marquee tool. This is not part of my 3 tools, but this is just an extra step for this image. All right, so I'm going to grab my marquee, that rectangular marquee, and I'm going to select all of the areas that I need to fix, these 3 sides. All right, and I will go into this step on another tutorial, but for this purposes I just want to go ahead and get this backdrop cleaned up. So I'm going to select generate. So we're going to use generative fill to get rid of all the stuff that we don't need in the image. So while that's working, my first tool that I use every single session is the crop tool. So number 1 is crop tool. Right, so you see you get choices. That's a little dark at the top. We're gonna go with this one. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but we're gonna go with this one just for tutorial purposes. And I'm going to merge that down, Command E. All right, so moving on to the next Photoshop tool that I use every single image is the remove tool. Now I use the remove tool to clean up the backdrop, things that I don't want there, clean up stray hairs. I'd use it for multiple things, but for this tutorial I'm going to show you how I use the remove tool to clean up the lines in my floor, my backdrop floor. So the remove tool is in this band-aid over here. This tool, if you right click it, you see this is the healing tool. There's all kind of blemish removal tools here. So I use the remove tool most often. So I'm going to select it, and then basically I'm going to paint over what I don't want there. And this tool uses also generative AI to regenerate that area based on what's around it. So you paint over and it's gone. So I do this, and you can always, when you mess up, I accidentally did that. I'm gonna Command Z to correct that. Anytime you mess up, remember you can undo it. So I'm gonna go down here and I'm going to, and you can also resize your tool. So using the right and left parentheses brackets, you can resize the tool to shape exactly what you need. So I'm gonna paint over that line, get rid of that, and it does a really, really good job. Really good job. I'm gonna get this little line out in between her toes. And I don't worry too much about all the little specks, because the next step, the next tool I'm going to show you, or the next editing tool I'm going to show you, will show you how to get all of that out. So I also take this step while I've got the remove tool in use. I go through and clean up any blemishes on the client. Any little marks, as you can see, you just paint over it, and Photoshop knows exactly what you want to do. Just paint over them. So I absolutely love the remove tool. Absolutely. Highly recommend it. So we've got a little bit of hair right here on her laptop. I'm going to get that out. I'm going to use the remove tool to get that out. And there we go. So yes, I absolutely swear by the remove tool. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. And she doesn't have too many blemishes on her face or anything, but I'm gonna just go through for tutorial purposes and show you how it does. Now, I have found that when you're working with the skin and the remove tool, it is best not to, like, say, I'm not sure if it's gonna do it here, but not to go and just click a dot over it, because sometimes it leaves a circle on the skin. That wasn't a good example. It did not do that. But anytime I'm doing the blemish removal tool on the face, on the skin, I make sure I do a swipe rather than just a dot, because sometimes it does leave a dot there. All right, so that is the remove tool. All right, so first things first was the crop. We got the crop set right. Second thing was the remove tool to remove any of the blemishes, and we can do a quick before and after. There's before, there's after. We've done the crop and we've done the remove tool. And actually, this is right here is really bothering me. I can sometimes like increase the size of the tool and get that little big blemish out of there too. Let's see what it does. Sometimes it takes a moment to think, okay. And sometimes I just play with that before I move to my next step. Oh no, that's not what we need. So you just have to watch it. Keep working with it. Keep playing. If you don't like the results, just Command or Control Z and take it back. Let's just Control Z all the way back. All right, let's leave it right there. Okay, so for my last thing for this tutorial purpose, let me know if you need a deeper dive into any of these tools. But just as a recap, the first tool was the cropping. Second tool was the remove tool for the blemishes and the backdrop cleanup. Third thing I'm going to do is clean up my backdrop with using some Gaussian blur. So there's a couple of steps to this, and I do have a full video. I will link it above, but this is the third tool that I use. I'm going to go and I'm going to select my subject. So over here in my tab here, my quick actions tab, I have select subject. So we just click that. We're going to select the subject first. All right, with the subject selected, we're going to do a couple of more things to the subject. We're going to hit select and we're going to modify and we're going to expand those pixels just a little bit. We're going to expand them by 3, hit OK. Then we're going to come back up here and select again. We're going to modify and we're going to feather them by 1. All right, with that done, we're going to make a copy of this selection of the subject. So we're going to hit Command or Control J. All right, and when we do that, it puts the subject in a new layer right here, but it also has taken our selection lines away. So to make those come back, you're going to hit Command or Control and you're going to click inside of that layer. And you see there, the selection comes back. We're going to move down to layer 1. And we are going to invert this so we can select the backdrop. So we're going to go up here and hit select and we're going to hit inverse. All right, as we inverse it, now our backdrop is selected and we need to make a copy of just the backdrop. So again, we're going to hit Command or Control J. And that puts the copy of the backdrop in a new layer right here, layer 3. And now we are ready to put some blur on this backdrop. So with the layer 3 selected, we're going to go up here and we're going to hit filter and we're going to hit blur and then Gaussian blur. Now this is going to be at your discretion how you want to use this. I will tell you that using too high of a blur is going to, right here it makes it look good, but you have to watch for banding, color banding, meaning wavy lines in here. So I like to set it just enough to where I can see that the backdrop is cleaned. That is going to vary for some of you. You may want to push it higher. Some of you may not want to push it too high. All right, I'm going to leave it here for Photoshop purposes, for tutorial purposes. So because it did just a really good job. In a deeper video, I will go in deeper to get all of this extra color out that we had in here from cropping. But for this tutorial, I'm going to leave it here and click OK. All right, so it did a pretty good job of cleaning up the background. So as another step, just to kind of prevent that banding, I do add a little bit of noise to this background. So I'm going to come up here while we're still got the backdrop selected. I'm going to hit filter and I'm going to hit noise and I'm going to hit add noise. I'm just going to add 2% noise. That helps with the banding. Some banding is just unavoidable and you can see it a little bit there, but that does help. All right, so as you can see, everything is blurred out. The backdrop is clean, but to me, at the feet does not look completely natural. I do like to have that shadow down there so that it doesn't look like my client is floating in space. So what I do, I take it a step further. I'm going to use the masking tool to help me like take away some of the the Gaussian blur from that to make it look more realistic. So with that layer 3 selected, I'm gonna go down here, click this little square with the dot in it. That's our masking tool. So click that, and it's going to put a mask on here. Right here is white. So what we do, we're going to click on this white mask right here, and we're going to go grab our brush. Right here in the brush tools, right click it, and we're going to grab a regular brush. Now you set the size and the opacity at what you want it, but I'm going to show you what that's going to do. When we over here set the color to black, that's going to take away the whatever changes that we put on the image. So all this blur that we added to the bottom, it's going to take that away once we have it set on black. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. We're just going to paint and swipe. As you can see, the shadows up under her feet are coming back, so it looks more natural, and that's what I want. All right, so I'm gonna take that off and let you see before and after. Before and after. All right, so those are the 3 things. That's how I get started. But we got a lot more, well, a little more editing to do to this photo, but this is the main thing that I start with. First, I crop it. I use my remove tool to get any of the blemishes off of the backdrop, floor, client, all of that, and then I use a backdrop cleanup for my studio portraits. Well, those are my go-to edits. Nothing fancy, but that's just what works for me. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. If I need to go into any detail on any of this, I'll be happy to. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.